Some women have a sixth sense about these things, but I was not one of them. I thought I was happy, or at least, I thought I had a happy marriage. Deepak and I had been together for 20 years, and I had given him my all. We lived in a beautiful neighborhood in San Francisco, surrounded by Asian restaurants and temples. It was a vibrant community, but I felt isolated, alone in my marriage. I remember the early days, how Deepak would hold my hand, look into my eyes, and tell me how much he loved me. He was charming, charismatic, and I was swept off my feet. But over the years, things changed. He became distant, emotionally unavailable. I would try to talk to him, to get him to open up, but he would just shut me down. I felt like I was walking on eggshells, never knowing when he would withdraw from me. I tried to brush it off, to tell myself that he was just stressed with work. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. I felt it in my gut, a nagging sense of unease that I could not shake. And then there were the little things, the red flags that I ignored. He was always extremely protective of his phone, would get defensive if I even glanced at it. He would disappear for hours without any explanation, and his schedule became unpredictable and constantly changing. I thought I was being paranoid, that I was just being insecure, but I could not shake the feeling that something was off. And then, things got worse. I was pregnant, and it was a high-risk pregnancy. I was scared, and I needed Deepak to be there for me, to support me. But he was not. He was distant, detached, and I felt like I was going through it alone. It was then that he suddenly wanted to sleep in separate rooms. He said it was because I was snoring, but I knew that was not true. I hadn't snored in years, and besides, he had never complained about it before. Something was going on, and I knew it. That's when I started to investigate. I went through our finances, and that's when I found it. A separate bank account with my name on it. I had no idea it existed. My heart sank, my mind racing with questions. What was this account for? And then I saw her name, my boss's name, listed as a joint account holder. My world came crashing down. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I could not breathe, could not think. All I could do was wonder, how could he do this to me? How could he betray me like this? And then, I found out the truth. He had been having an affair with my boss for 18 months. 18 months. While I was pregnant, while I was struggling to keep our relationship afloat, he was lying to me, cheating on me. But that was not even the worst part. My boss was pregnant with his child. I felt like I had been punched again, like I was living in a nightmare. I did not know what to do, who to turn to. I felt so alone, so lost. But as I sat there, trying to process everything, I realized that I had been ignoring the signs for so long. I had been in denial, trying to convince myself that everything was fine. But it was not fine. It was far from fine. I knew I needed help, so I called my therapist. She had been trying to get me to see the pattern of abuse in our relationship, but I hadn't listened. I had been too blinded by my love for Deepak. But now, I saw it. I saw how he had been manipulating me, gaslighting me. I saw how he had been slowly chipping away at my self-esteem, making me doubt myself. My therapist listened to me, her voice calm and soothing. "You did not deserve this," she said. "You did not deserve to be treated like this," I cried, letting out all the emotions that I had been bottling up. I cried for the pain, the betrayal, the shame. But as I cried, I felt something else emerging, strength. I felt a sense of determination, a sense of resolve. I was going to confront him. I was going to make him face what he had done. I was going to make him take responsibility for his actions. And so, I gathered my supporters, my therapist, his brother, and a few close friends. We went to his brother's house where Deepak was waiting. His brother was disgusted by his behavior, and he was there to support me. The confrontation was intense, emotional. Deepak tried to deny it, to downplay it, but I had proof. I had the bank statements, the texts, the emails. I had the truth. "How could you do this to me?" I asked him, my voice shaking with emotion. He looked at me, his eyes avoiding mine. "I was unhappy," he said. "I was unhappy in our marriage." "Unhappy?" I repeated. "You were unhappy? What about me? What about my feelings? What about my pregnancy?" He just shrugged, his expression unrepentant. But I was not going to let him get away with it. I was not going to let him gaslight me, manipulate me. I stood up, my voice firm. "You need to take responsibility for your actions," I said. "You need to face the consequences." And with that, I walked away. I walked away from him, from the marriage, from the pain. I walked towards a new chapter, a new beginning. It's not easy. It is not simple. But I am doing it. I am taking back control. I am taking back my power. I am reclaiming my life, my marriage, myself. I am not the same woman I was 20 years ago when I married Deepak. I am stronger. I am wiser. I am more resilient. I have been through hell, but I have come out the other side. And I am not alone. I have my supporters, my friends, my therapist. I have myself. I am taking back my life, one step at a time. I am taking back my power, one day at a time. I am free, and I am finally free to be me.